Stand and sing of Zambia, proud and free, land of work and joy in unity, victors in the struggle for their right. We hold freedom's flag.
Shall we bow our heads and pray? Our dear Heavenly Father, we come before you, thanking you for today, thanking you for your guidance. Now we ask, as we continue with this meeting, that may your presence be with us. May your hand direct us. May you give us wisdom. May you give us guidance. In Jesus' name, we pray with thanksgiving in our hearts. Amen.
Thank you so much. May we please be seated. Our guest of honor, His Excellency the President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the Secretary to Cabinet, Cabinet Ministers present, Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts, foreign dignitaries present here, the organizing committee of the Youth Indaba, our dear youth, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever Youth Indaba at the Mulungushi International Conference Center. We are your directors of ceremonies today. My name is Dina Zulu.
And my name is Mustafa Medat. The thing that we have been crying over and over is just for the youth to be included, to get more inclusivity and to get more involved. And indeed, the Ludon government is doing just that. we are seeing over the last couple of days how we have been included as the youth. We've seen a youth with disability showing that indeed it's not indeed an inability, and they're really here showing what they can do in participation as well. The inclusivity is so broad that a young boy like myself, Robert, with dreadlocks, was given an opportunity, not judged by his hair, but because of his ability to deliver today. And we thank you so much, guest of honor, the President, Mr.
Absolutely, Medad. And we've had 600 delegates from all the 10 provinces of the country. Later on, a few of them have been selected to give them questions, to fire away at the head of state to find out exactly where we are. Seeing that tomorrow is Youth Day, please give yourselves a huge round of applause for what you have done. For exceptionally well. Allow us now to invite, to call upon the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts, to call upon the Minister. Let's give it up for Mr. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Amen.
Mr. President, our beloved President, Secretary to the Cabinet, Ministers present, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor and privilege to call upon the Minister of Youth, Sports and Arts, Honorable Elvis Nkandu, Member of Parliament. Sir.
Let's give it a welcoming round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, Cabinet Ministers present, Secretary to the Cabinet, Members of Parliament present, the UN, Regional Coordinator, Country Coordinator, UNDP, let me say all UN agencies present. I want to recognize also the presence of our party, Deputy Secretary General of the party, UPND. Let me just say all protocols observed. Mr. President, you are very much welcome to the Youth Indaba. Viva Youth Viva! Viva! Viva Youth Viva! Viva! Mr. President, as promised by the Vice President yesterday, that the President will come and interact with you. I'm happy today as Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts that the Republican President is here to interact with you, the young people. Having the President of the Republic interacting with you, having the Vice President of the Republic interacting with you, it really shows how this new Dawn government is committed to the issues of the young people. Mr. President, it's not my show today. I had spoken with the young people yesterday, and I'll continue speaking to them without even wasting your time and maybe the time of our young people. Let me just take this rare and simple opportunity, and this is also an honor to invite you, Mr. President, to talk to the young people. Mr. President, sir, you can now talk to your people.
Let's take your seats. Thank you very much, Minister of Youth and Sport. Just to begin by recognizing all the colleagues that are here from Cabinet, ministers, the provincial ministers that are here, the permanent secretaries that may be here, indeed other leaders of government, central government, local government, and parastatal or quasi-government institutions. It is my duty also to recognize our cooperating partners, those that have been working with us to support our youth across the country from different organizations. I group you as cooperating partners, UN system, and those that are associated with us, including those that may not necessarily fall in that category. I hear colleagues from Korea who have been doing work to benefit our youth. But more importantly today is to recognize the youth that are here from all over the country. I'm delighted to be with you today as individual participants, but also as groups and your leaderships. And to say, you look great, you look beautiful. I must say that to the youth of our country, we've come a long way. We've come a long way. You have led the journey to or into the 12th of August 2021. Viva Youth, viva! Viva! Viva Youth, viva! Viva! You led the way. You hold a branch of the struggle. You endured the loss. The struggle took a particular direction into the elections.
Wow!
After the elections, the struggle takes a different turn.
Yes!
And that's the turn where we are today.
Yes!
And I'm very, very grateful to the initiators, to start with, of this youth conference, this youth Indaba. I'm grateful that the youth of our country responded to the invite, to the invitation to be part of this conference. It's an innovative activity away from the past where every youth day it was just marching, it was t-shirts, it was chitenges, it was this. But this particular one getting together, talking to each other, looking at how we can work as a team to better the lives of our youth, how we can make our youth engage in gainful, dignified, and sustainable activities. It's indeed a different time after the struggle into the elections.
Yes.
And I want once more to thank the Minister of Youth, Sport and team, and the youth leadership across the country. I'm repeating, for making this possible. It is signaling a new direction, a new way of doing things. Indeed, others may argue, but it's truly a new dawn. To have a conversation, a discussion on one side to look at the needs of the youth.
Yes.
Not anyone is youth, but our own youth. Our family members, our children, our nieces, our aunties, our nephews, our own. And there's a reason I'm emphasizing this. Because we're one family, we're one community, we are one body called Zambia. So to look at the needs of the youth, on one hand, their challenges on the same hand, on the same side, and match this on the other with the facilities that may be available, with the opportunities that may be available. This matching is important, including identifying, in addition to existing initiative facilities, identifying innovative instruments, if I may use that expression, innovative ways of making the youth of our country lead a life away from violence against each other, all forms of violence, away from gender-based violence, away from substance abuse, alcohol and others, away from the negatives, but direct the energies of the youth. And for us in public office, courtesy of the youth, by the way. I'm standing here because of the youth, otherwise I wouldn't be standing there. Viva youth, viva! Viva youth, viva! Standing here, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of the youth and their sacrifices and courage. Now that we're here, working together, how we can better the lot of our youth. Coming from different parts of the country. Very good. Different families, different challenges, but we can pull all of this together and be able to draw an action plan that will adequately and appropriately offer more opportunities for the largest segment of our population, the youth. It's a different way of working. It's a different approach. It is not what has been going on for a long time. I'm coming out of Parliament, and I made a point there, and I make it here. This government, this new government, this your government, wants to move away from working with the youth in a temporal manner, in a non-sustainable manner, in believing that by giving the youth 20 kwacha in a program called Tantane, is not a correct way of working with the youth. We working with you want to create, as I said, matching the needs, the challenges with opportunities, working with you to create genuine, dignified, economically, financially beneficial and sustainable mechanisms for one, jobs, employment. But more importantly, I must, Minister Youth, I must boldly say to the youth today, more importantly, to create self-employment opportunities for our youth. We have already discussed a lot. Thank you to the Vice President for delivering the speech on my behalf. Thank you to the ministers, Major Permanent Secretaries, whoever presented what different ministries have in terms of facilities, in terms of opportunities. Thank you for that. But I want to argue with you, put it on the table, that the greater number and the most satisfying thing to do when you get the support, and you should get it, is to value self-employment opportunity, so you can employ yourself, your family members, one or two members of society. We want to make that possible going forward. But the starting point is education. Skills. Diversity of skills. We're talented differently. And this government, this your government, recognizes that. Mwamene kisia ni na kumanzo na makale kisia. But this government wants to look at the diversity of interests from the youth. But that starts with education, and that is one we've offered, determined. Even when we were being mocked by our competitors in the political arena, we walked the road that free education is a must to all our people. Now, we're delivering on it. And some people have said, oh, look, this policy of free education has failed. Look at the overcrowding in school. This policy has failed. said, no, I got a man. I got a man. It means that there were children who are school-going age, young people who were not in school. So it is a happy problem to have. We can solve it. How? Buy more desks, provide more classroom space. Instruments are there, teachers is wonderful. Mambasa, none of teachers. So I think there's a starting point, and we should work together there because it's the genesis, it's the beginning of true youth empowerment. It's the skills, not just to train. Nice to become a doctor, all of that, to become an engineer, but to begin Minister of Youth and Minister of Education, I've seen you, to change the curriculum so that we can also focus on the talent. Artisan skills are no less important than medical skills. Self-employment skills, talents. We must identify your talent area. I must not take too long, but you have heard the message. Education, skills. I want to make it possible. I know you discussed the instruments such as CDA, with a great portion of that directed to the youth. You've already discussed that. But what is important is an overlay, is an addition to what you've covered already, is for me standing before you, me, your product, standing before you. Is to now make it easier, possible and easier for our youth to access mining licenses. To access land. Because your interests are different. To access mineral resources, to access land, to access the right way of exploiting our timber resources. To access technology, to access capital, to enable our action plan. That will take into account various facets. And all of those are aimed at actualizing the vision for the youth for opportunities in different respects. I want to give you my own example. Working for yourself pays. But there's no option. Once you've drawn the plan, we look at legal issues, we look at the challenges, look at the opportunities, how we match them. Then we must be organized in working to achieving those goals we've set for ourselves. We must be organized. If we are not organized, we will not be able to achieve. There are difficulties. Remember, we inherited an economy that was growing at 6-7% in 2011. It was taken down to zero. It was taken to minus. So there are challenges, but working together in an organized way will bottom up this economy, will create together more opportunities to actualize the dreams of our youth. But we have to be organized. And this will not be done in a violent way. No, it will be done in an orderly, legal manner, working together as a team. But you cannot achieve much if you don't work hard. Let me tell you my personal story. I have come to check and recheck and re-examine, and I've come to believe that if we work hard, diligently, no matter the challenges, no matter the difficulties in our world, if we work properly, in a structured way, we shall achieve. I can confirm with you that there is no option to hard work. Work, and more hard work delivers results. If you look at the Singapore story, the colleagues from South Korea here, you start those. Started with education. Structured work. Worked hard work. Not shortcuts, not tantamen. Then you can deliver.
Not tantamen.
An environment that will allow you to marry the one you love most. But more importantly, an environment that will allow you to raise your young children in an environment that has opportunities for those children. We are determined to work with you to create an environment better than the one we came through at the time of the year. But I also ask you to understand where we're coming from and that we must work diligently to get where we are. I want to say to you, my dear friends, we must hold each other's hands. We must hold each other's hands. Hold each other's hands amongst yourselves. Let's use the time available. Let me share something with you. When I was younger, when I was your age, I was extremely aggressive. It was common for me to work a time you must achieve a lot of things. I think I've said it all. What is remaining now is not to fight, is not to use social media to malign each other. It is to use social media and technology to share good lessons, to share opportunities, to then action those opportunities. I said it to some youth when I met them from the UPND. This is not about UPND, it's about all. That tulei kati yako ndani. Nomba mwiliko mchanga mwiliko. I am saying, one Zambia, one nation. Let's do it properly. One Zambia, one nation. One nation, one people. One people, one people. One Zambia, one nation, one nation, one people. One Zambia, one nation. One nation, one people. One people. I am saying that we have challenges because of the state of the economy we inherited. There will be some times that we have to button up those things to create opportunities for the youth and the people. It is in those times that we must hold our hands even tighter so that we can ride over those challenges and stay the course of the youth agenda. I am told that the Minister of Youth has committed that, amongst other things, most contracts in that ministry, services, goods, contracts will go to the youth. But there's a lot more than that. So Minister, youth leaders, colleagues, cooperative partners, let's work out this action plan, deliver it. And it will have the full support of this new government. Full support. Each one of us doing what they are able to do to make the youth situation better than where we found. But then you can also pass on that opportunity to those younger than you. But we must do this in an environmentally acceptable way, because climate change is real. I think I have said what was in my heart. I want to end by saying, I'm sure you didn't hear me properly. This UPND New Dawn government will support the youth agenda 100%. Because it's the right thing to do. Yes. They are the majority of the population. Yes. They are the today and future leaders. We must change the narrative of imiti kula empire. You are the empire today. So I want to thank the organizers once more. This beautiful initiative. Make maximum use of it, the youth. Send a message back to the members of your groups that are not here. And maybe, Minister, we must find an opportunity to roll out to have similar Indabas in the provinces. It's not a far-fetched program to have them such, into the constituencies. After all, we are talking about devolution. We are talking about the local level communities making decisions appropriate to their needs. I would like to encourage the minister, cooperative partners, government, cabinet secretary. Let us discuss with the youth and see if we achieve consensus to roll out this program. And thereafter, to work in an interactive way. For example, the Minister of Mines, we have suspended issues of license. We want to see how, in a proper way, we can structure the youth and women and other members of our society getting licenses which they can use, as I used to say in the campaign, as their capital in the joint venture partnerships with others, and then working together. Because we want to produce more copper. The price of copper is so low. We want to produce more manganese. We want to produce more nickel. We want to produce more, we live in their communities. And in the process, value comes down. But we are happy to work in partnership with others that have the technology, that have the money, in exploiting the resources of our country for mutual benefits. Viva Youth, viva! Viva! Viva Youth, viva! Viva! Thank you for listening and God bless you all.
One Zambia, one nation, one people. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for that speech. Where are we heading to next? All right, so we're getting to our question session with the young people. We have the youth voices. Are we ready, youth voices? May we please have you in front? Let's get you here, the youth voices. Chanozia Kawai, please step forward, come to the podium. After Chanozia, we will have Martin Mwanta. Rachel Nalaye, are you here? Caroline Mwamba, please step forward. And Ian Banda. May we please have Chanozia to go first to ask a question. Please let's pay attention. Please let's pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Please let's pay attention. Let's pay attention. One Zambia. One Zambia. Tieni Timbele, Tieni Timbele.
My question to you, sir, is what cheaper and accessible financing opportunities will your government give to us as the youth?
I'll have to ask you to come back. So His Excellency, this direction, perhaps you can stand somewhere over here and be a bit louder and calmer so that people can hear you.
Good afternoon, Mr. President and everyone present. My name is and I'm a financial literacy educator and an entrepreneur with financial literacy business. My question to you, sir, is what cheaper and accessible financing opportunities will your government give to us as the youth? Thank you.
Viva Youth, viva! Viva Youth, viva! Listen, if you want the president to hear your question to come back, we should stop making noise. We should be quiet. We should be quiet so that the president. Okay, too fun. Let us now listen. Yes, we'll pick in 5 random questions. So let us now be quiet, then randomly we'll pick people to ask questions. The president should also look at the exhibition. So after those 5 questions, the president will be going to also look at how you've exhibited. So 5 questions randomly so that we don't have a problem.
So can we go province by province then? So let's all calm down. Let's all calm down. Copperbelt province. Copperbelt, please introduce yourself.
Your Excellency, my name is David Shuba. I'm representing Copperbelt. It's a very rare privilege to have this audience with you, and it's a very rare privilege, and it's a very good opportunity for us to hear you. What I want you to say, what I want you to focus on is Cap 144 of the laws of Zambia. It's National Development Council Act. If I've been here from the onset, but I haven't heard anyone talk about that. I've heard a lot of speeches, a lot of solemn speeches, a lot of passionate speeches, but I haven't heard about that. You know, the way the action plan for youth empowerment, the way Article 144 is that it's where the National Development Council draws its mandate. So the National Development Council is what advises the minister on the programs to implement the National Youth Development Council is the one who is supposed to also monitor the programs by the Ministry of Youth. But what has happened is that the at 144 is now redundant. It's redundant and it needs to be amended. In the sense that when you go to the same article, you find that there are clauses within itself which don't exist. And number two, it's not representative of the youth. Because you find that when you want to, the way the committee is chosen, the Minister of Youth chooses 422 members. If you give me an opportunity to choose a committee, I'm going to choose people that I know. I can't choose someone that I don't know. The suggestion is that since the National Youth Development Council is supposed to represent all the youths in the country, we want that panel to have at least 2 representatives from each province. Because you understand the challenges which from Lusaka are very different than the challenges which from Asaka. So if we're talking about enhancing youth participation at all levels, if we're talking about the voice of the youth, then if we are representative from all the provinces, then that voice of the youth will be 8. So Act 144, National Development Council Act, needs to be amended. It's old, it's archaic, and it's redundant. So that's the point.
Your Excellency, first of all, allow me to acknowledge all the ministers around and the presence of our President. Mr. President, I will speak our mother tongue. I need each and every youth member to understand. My name is Martin Mwanza, about this land and the Martin Mwanza to the Eastern Province. In this question, nipeleka fundo zamene isema youth tifuna ku Eastern Province. Twayambirira isema youth kuti chitukuko cha Zambia tichitako computer kapena titikhanizire. Tizafuna each district kapena ma district muli monse wekemo wa youth resource center. Monga kudera pamene chokera ine. Mr. President, kudera pamene chokera ine. Youth resource center ni ngozi kundazi. Ndiposa ku Eastern Province kapena kudera kumawa Mr. President is Indaba University. Pamene inu mbona muremkana pa education, mufatina pro education, John de Tikemoniso University, kuti ose wachoposisa masikuru, azipita mafupi, nosota chitawo. Chamba tu, Mr. President, ni license ya mamaini na timber processing. Timber is a youth and Eastern Province. Kuti mutipasa license ya mamaini, ngakhala ndiyamuno kuma kuli mayuth ali kudera kunja, yamene azachita benefit na timber license. Chamba 3 ni zakamba empowerment. Empowerment, Mr. President, inde tira ndani majamii kumandira kumene tichokera kwa mavuto amene tikutiona ni mozi. Tikaenda kuma office kuti titenge empowerment. Ama kuuza kuti mutipasa mashuri kuti mutenge empowerment. Kwa nini isema yusi? Ndiye pamene tiyako sebeza. Ndiye pamene tifuwa yako mwe wako sopano. Tizako sabu kumaishuri. Mr. President, Timber, ukionera mambo yangu. Kuti kumabaki, wajipesa kwa percentage na tifuno teka ndalama za loan. Also please my youth ike pamene chapa business. Tikatenge maloni tisipeleka percentage kwa sinaba tawatana pakale business. Alikale pa mwamba. Tizamani sabaji kwezi. Chonde nitanga direma. Chana mafai. Minister promise to put Prime Minister health right, high health. itemu. Tipemba kukadala magoma yangu kuti mwana ngakaferuka grade 9 abe mupasa kuyate tinoko 2 akaferuka chino chaka akapendeleza grade 9 na grade 10 loko apelele grade 8 kutaka tajabuyo kwamba hii ya pawapa mamene zilili tikala tofuta bacha bana akaferuka atazika kutabu akala watu wakumva manyazi tabelele maskulu so tipemba kama mimi tatizo kwa sababu hapa bila kwa kumbuyo Kalabalasti Tipemba Kulina President Mamena Tabela Mayuthi Tizikala Kona Mpata Wakwisten Mayuthi Wakana Musaga Tamaendela Taziwa Situ Mamena Edesela Na also Watu wakapenda waenda Southern Watu Mamena Kalila Tipuzi sana Makaliwe Kutiti Kalabos Zuko Mwapeli
Greetings to you, Your Excellency, and also ministers and to my fellow youths. My name is Mazimba Justin. I'm coming from Northern Province, specifically Mulungushi. I only have one question, and it's not a question really, it's just a submission or a concept. Allow me to start by giving a quote. The President of Malawi, His Excellency, President Chakwera, posted on his Facebook page. And he said, the countries that we are ruling right now have not been inherited. Instead, they will be borrowed from our children. I would like to refer to this post that the President gave. Your Excellency, together with the Minister of Youth, Sport and Arts, the submission that I'm making to you is to strengthen the youth network across the country, provinces, districts. I am surprised to discover that in some districts, they don't know to say there must be the youth committee or the youth executive. Others only know to say since it's a new joint government, the only thing that we can have is the structure for the party UPAT being led by the national chairperson in the new party. But I'm talking about the youth executive, which is neutral, the mediator between the government and also the youths. The Honorable Minister, I'm submitting it to you to strengthen that, to make it clear that the youth executive must be led by someone who is below 35. We cannot have the youth chairperson in the district who is 50 years. When you go to the youth chairperson in the district to say, we want to have Mr. and Miss Independence, they don't have any idea. When in the actual sense the President is talking about boosting the talents. Then, lastly, when you strengthen those platforms, finding them so that we can be stable financially, so that when we organize the activities such as singing, dancing, modeling, etc., we are able to fund on our own land. We start going to the offices to beg for the funds. And they refuse to give us. Thank you so much. I think that's the submission that I wanted to give. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, my citizen of protocols of Zambia. In line with this year's youth day theme, speaks about enhancing youth participation at all levels of our national development. However, Mr. President, I want to find out what opportunities do you have for youth with disabilities and what practical steps are you taking to include them in the prevention programs. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that set of questions. We'll now ask His Excellency to respond to those. It is on a very, very tight schedule, and I'm sure we remember that it was said that we need to go and view the stands, the exhibition that we have put together here today. So let us allow our President to respond to the questions that have been posed. Your Excellency.
Please take a seat. Please take a seat. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate the questions, in some cases the comments that have been made or suggestions are everywhere. The first thing that I would like to indicate before answering or commenting on questions is to repeat what I said when I gave my statement, that I do believe that the structure of this conference, this Indaba, is that issues will come through, challenges the youth face, in terms of holistic challenges, but also specific areas, specific challenges, must be recorded as such. Obviously then with an idea to match these challenges with opportunities. And out of this conference, an action plan is drawn. So that's my first answer to the comments, questions that have been made. And as the Minister of Youth and colleagues, ministries that are here, staff that are here, the questions asked to the President are questions asked to you, so that we record these questions and methodically, in an organized way. I've said methodically, in an organized way, we can begin to draw some action plan, interactive one to work with the youth. I thought I should repeat that, so that it's not just spending 2 days together. It's not just delivering speeches. It's not just questions or suggestions. It is all of those issues. And then we have a working program going forward. Chikonje, young lady Chikonje, I think I got your name right. What cheaper financing, you raised a couple of issues, what cheaper financing is available for the youth? The first thing is that there will be financing facilities, different ones, sitting in different programs for the youth. The first one, I repeat, because I'm a believer that education is the best investment for young people. And education doesn't end. All of you sit here, you can learn something new to assist you in what you want to do. So I think the free education is free. There's no cost to it. That's the first facility. Other instruments, CDF for example, I think this may have been explained already, and it will be picked going forward. The first component is there. I think it's the allocation. 10% of the total goes to youth, 10% the women. Am I right? Am I right? The overall CDF coming. I'm trying to get the Minister of Local Government to explain to me. But there's an allocation in there, in that fund, in that instrument, taxpayers' money, by the way, which was not available before to you as a youth. A percentage has been allocated to you, the youth. Another percentage to the women. And then there are grants. A grant means there's no interest to go in. And also soft loans. I'm not too sure if the minister is able to assist us on the soft loans in terms of interest in line with that question. But this is only one facility. There are many others. And the idea of this conference is that we can checklist all these facilities that are available and begin to match them with your needs, your projects, your activities. That's the first part. Obviously, when you go to the financial services sector, there has to be windows. Windows meaning facilities dedicated for the youth. I think in this conference and the follow-ups, we want to draw this specifically. What are they? Returning to the CDF, I know there's an enterprise window in there. I think we need to be able to take note of this and be able to have an interactive process to define them correctly. Overall, this is the intention to create opportunities, facilities, funding, but also technical support to make you succeed in what you are doing or you want to do. David Shim, Avena Kopara. You raised the issue of National Youth Development Council Act. I cannot say what you said is right. I'm assuming it's right. I'm working on the assumption that is right. Your observation on how that flows. You talked of Article 144, which provides guidance to the Minister of Youth. The correct thing to do, David Tshimba, is to log in this issue you raised in the action program so that it can be dealt with specifically with your inputs and the inputs of other youth. I hope, Minister, again, there will be a small team to make this practical. There will be a small team, interactive team, that will be working with the various ministries that will be set up. But it ought to be logged. I'm an old-fashioned fellow. I take notes. So I will pass my notes to the team here so that we can schedule in, we can include this item. So, if it requires amendment, see how my mind works slightly different. I don't find a solution to a problem I don't know. First, I want to know what the problem is. Then we can find a remedy, solution. So we will now look at the provisions of that Article 144. And if it's challenging what we want to achieve through this youth program, then that article has to be amended in line with what we want. I think that's the way I will answer the question. But I love the component of representation. Remember, we said one Zambia, one nation, no more segregation because you come from this province. You are outside. No, provinces are only for administrative purposes. that we must be inclusive, unlike what was happening in the past, where youth funds were accessed by only a small number. This time we want the youth funds, the youth facilities, opportunity to be accessed by all our youth across the province. So, Chishimba's point, therefore, is right. If, as I said by assumption, that there is not an equitable representation, so we expect an equitable, fair representation. I think that we can agree, isn't it? Yes. But we'll look at the specifics by reviewing the Act. I think this is the beauty of this conference, isn't it? Imagine you are able to change the laws, which in the past may have not been possible because you were not heard. Now you are being heard. Tishimi. Now we are going to thank you for bringing that up. So, Minister, colleagues from government, let's look in these issues and we'll work with you, the youth, to get them done properly. Amwanza, Akumao, the wise men and women from the east. Mulipa Tutuwa. The intention of this government, and we shall walk the talk, we walk the talk, hence this conference. Before Youth Day, in the past, we've been preparing t-shirts and fighting in the compounds. No more of that stuff. This is the good stuff that we do. The intention is for the youth to access the facilities. And security, remember, security is one of the constraints. So we have to find and we will find innovative ways of making financial opportunities available for the youth, and the security must not be a challenge. The security that's important is that you are honest yourself, or as a cooperative or a company, you are honest. It is known where you live. You have a business plan or business you are doing already, and you are traceable. The rest you define yourself, but the idea is for you to access the facilities, and security should not be hindrance. But also take a dollar, then Madama. Take the dollar and say that there's a queen. It's the cool dollar so that you can benefit. Also, we dollar. Also, Kula Bima capacity to go to city of that is consumption. Invest, don't consume. When you invest, you will have a return, you have income stream, you are able to sustain money. Banks need higher interest rates. I think we have covered this issue anyway. All those are issues that will come through, and then remedies will be agreed with your involvement. Also, we have our cooperating partners here that we are already working with, that will work with us on making more facilities available. But I'm a believer first, the child believes at home. Before we ask for help, we must create opportunities for ourselves. Trouble, right? Early marriages. Well, I'm coming from Parliament and we put clear message. A child of 14 years old gets married and produces another child. A child is producing another child. Absolutely. They're not ready. One of the remedies is keeping our children in school longer. Hence the free education. Hence the scholarship fund under the city. Hence what I was talking in Parliament this morning. Values and principles of our nation. How do we marry off a young child? So now we are saying if people don't respect values, they don't self-restrain, they don't keep the children in school, there's no reason to keep the children out of school because now there's free education. If they don't do any of this government will now enforce the law. Yes. You marry a young person, you'll be arrested. Yes. But we are not ending there. We want about to support. So a guardian or parent who marries off a young child, even them will be arrested. Your idea of youth visiting, there's so much activity that side. The youth visiting one province, visiting another province. Brilliant idea. Cross-breeding. Cross-experiences. I think we can only say thank you to that suggestion. It's a good one. I think we must take it up. It is useful to see what your colleagues are doing in other areas. Ujamana saenda, hata amama ndianza kupika lenga. Ukaenda boli badeko, pesa sima kama inobaka. I think that is obvious. Maziba. Muri yatatu. Muri. Nimbo. That is wrong, isn't it? I'm a true Zambian myself. Needs to strengthen the networks across the country, not on partisan lines. I think it's clear. I believe that this youth conference in Indaba is not about UPND. It's about the youth of Zambia. So I think that's the way it should be. Each party mobilizes themselves, but there are national programs where we all participate. This is a national program. Yeah. But sometimes we create segregation when there's no need to. I was saying there is no youth who is not part of this country to start with. So the thing we should do first is to look at those things that unite our youth, unite our people, before we talk of political parties, before we talk of ethnicity. Especially in the matter of don't work along those lines. Those who divided us on ethnic lines, luckily they lost the last election. We should not return to those days at all. Because we're one Zambia, one nation, one people. But also, we are children of God. Amen. Are we not a Christian nation? Amen. So the issue here is not if I vote Mazimba right. It's not segregation, but it is to cross partisan lines. this government recognizes that. And we would like you as the youth to recognize that. And that's why violent militias between each other are not welcome. But work initiatives that will benefit the welfare of the youth.
I think that's a fair point that Mazimba indicated. Youth structure should be led by the youth.
I think that's fair. That is fair. Only the youth understand the youth issues, isn't it? Better than that.
I'm sure we'll take that in. Raising funds, supporting the youth in their programs.
That is fair too. That is fair too.
I don't see a problem with that myself. Absolutely not. But we also want the youth
not to be fully dependent on others. That's why we want you to have these programs, this entrepreneurial employment, business for yourself, engagement, mining involvement. Don't take over people's minds. Get your license, because that is something else. That's lawlessness. That's lawlessness. A country where there's lawlessness, you can't develop it. You can't even have youth programs. Taking someone's land, going to grab the land and wage bankers, those days are gone. We must work to give you your land. It's yours. It's your land.
So I think that's important. My dear friend, last one, opportunities for the youth with disabilities.
The minister was just whispering to me that there are actually special programs, special allocations for our colleagues who live with disabilities. And I think that detail will come through, and it's the right thing to do. It's the appropriate, it's the right thing to do. Remember, disability is not by choice. Living with disability does not mean we're not able. You know, I remember in my early days in politics, you know, this politics can be nasty. I will not mention names, but one political leader went to Luapula and Northern and Muchinga and started preaching negative campaign message and said, so then I went to Zambia. I was addressing a meeting. So one young lady was looking at me very carefully. I walked up the podium and she checked my legs, checked my body. So I said, Madam, so I gave her the microphone. I said, I see you are looking at me very carefully. Hey, Bambi, Vale Tueva, Atimueva, Michilema, Imueva, Agaide, Michilema, Tabaco. No one there. My answer to her, I said, young lady, that's politics. But then I went ahead and said, even if I was there, it would not mean that I'm not capable of running this country.
Amen.
So I think it must start with us not to demonize colleagues who live with disabilities. It's not by choice. You've seen what's going on in Ukraine now. Mothers in a hospital are being born. Some of those children will be born with defects. Now, should that society discriminate against those children? It must be more supportive to those children. That's why I don't want to digress. We don't need war. The world does not need war. The world needs development. The world needs development.
So, I think the minister said to me,
there will be specific facilities for colleagues that live with disabilities. I can confirm with you that your government has employed a number of people with disabilities. We went through the associations. They gave us names, proposed names. We compared notes. A number have been employed. But we can do more. And we should do more. I said the questions have been asked, I've answered. They were fine. I've answered all. This round is done. A couple of things will be fused into the action program. And I think that's the message that I'm giving. I think I'll take my seat and you'll wait. Thank you very much.
All the questions well answered, and we will continue to get your questions from the various provinces. Right now, allow me to call upon Hamayowa Felix, who will come round to give us a vote of thanks. Felix Hamayowa.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the Honorable Minister in charge of Youth, Sport and Arts, and various ministers present, the Secretary to the Cabinet, Mr. Patrick Kango, the Permanent Secretary in charge of Youth, Mr. Chileche Kango, my dear distinguished colleagues, comrades, and the young people of Zambia, I thank you for coming this afternoon. It is an honor to stand before you, Your Excellency, to give a vote of thanks this afternoon. And on behalf of the young people gathered here, allow me to congratulate you for winning the just ended presidential, parliamentary, and local government election. Indeed, the young people demonstrated that they were ready for the change, and the new dawn has given that change. This can be heard from the pronouncements that have been given through the Minister of Youth and the 9 ministries that you have put in place, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, young people for many years have been promised, but we have heard and we have seen through the programs that your ministry have put in place that indeed a new dawn and a platform of service for the young people have been given, and our voices shall be heard. We say thank you. Your Excellency, allow me to appeal to you and the entire government to actualize this year's theme of enhancing youth participation at all levels of national development by considering the appointment of young people either in the diplomatic service, from ambassador to councillor. We also appeal, Your Excellency, even for the appointment on the board of young people, as well as in the running of institution, Your Excellency, institution of young people such as the Youth Council. Your Excellency, the challenges for the young people, we believe, are now going to be addressed. And we thank you for giving us confidence and giving us your word that indeed these issues shall be heard and actualized, and this year's theme will be actualized. To my fellow young people, remember, Zambia depends on you and me. And this is our time. We have a government now that has heard your cry. And now let us rise above political affiliation. Let us rise above tribe and give the solutions in this platform. I say thank you, Your Excellency. May God bless you, and God bless the nation of Zambia and the young people. Thank you.
A quick service announcement. With urgency, that the drivers for BAV 8182 and the driver of GRZ343 CX, please move your cars with urgency.
Those cars are blocking the presidential motorcade, so please kindly move those. Thank you. May we all now please be upstanding. May we all please be upstanding as we allow our guests of honor and the high table to go and tour the stands. The youth from the different provinces have put together beautiful exhibitions of what they're doing. So this is the time for our head of state to go and see the works of the youth. As he goes out, how about a round of applause?
No, that's don't take it.
But yesterday you were exhibiting, so what to
No. We've already discussed there. We are not visited yet. Just tell them 1 minute. Mr. Mandela.
Attached to everyone.
I'm sorry. It's okay.
Meeting all institutions and those are schools, education, workplaces, all kinds of places. Because this is where most women and girls are harassed when it comes to sexual and gender-based violence. Once you intervene because sexual and gender-based violence comes with its own critical effects like emotional and psychological trauma, alcohol and substance abuse and prostitution, marriage breakdown and family challenges. All these women issues come with someone who has sexual
where we ended with the vice president. Yes, we went this way. So we went this way.
Okay.
Educating people about sexual and gender-based violence.
We are following you. Your guidance. We follow you. How are you? Right. Thank you.
Take it from a distance, right? Take it from a distance. You don't need to take it from a
These guys, they should be 2.5 meters away from there. They can use the Zoom facility.
They have all these expensive cameras, but they want to
So that you can move stay where you Come.
I think what you do is this way. What you do is this way. Let's start pushing them this way. Let's start pushing them this way. Let's start pushing them.
Okay, can we move? Let's go back.
Let's move right. Let's take pictures from a distance.
Make the pictures at the distance so you can do your friend's face. Wait, come here. I'm okay. You're okay? The cameras are too close. Can we move? The cameras are too close.
Space, guys, space. Space. Let's move, guys. Come on, come on. You're okay. No problem, guys. But very expensive. I want so. We have the corner one, right? We have the corner one. The corner one. Yes. General. Here, there's one here, man.
Where?
This one here. Next one.
Then we can have that door closed so that...
Yes, we'll put somebody there.
Ma'am, you're the one explaining here? Okay. No, we are coming here. I remember they were done here. What's the cancer? Sorry. know me from Brazil.
Yes. Those guys are taking zero control. Those guys are taking zero at their time. Agora é foda,
COVID vaccination and preventive messages, and also the cholera prevention and vaccination as well. We're in the period of vaccination of people. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well done. Stay where you are. Okay, take a shot. Just stay here.
You're not doing anything?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Oh, look here.
You must cheer at least. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you for all
We are humble.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.